The pitch, swing and a miss. The Oklahoma Sooners are national champions.
I felt last season was full of a lot of stress and pressure. What we were doing last year was chasing excellence, and I think we had one, if not the best Sooner softball team in my time here. The number of records we were chasing and breaking, it was just constant. It was just a season of just absolute excellence. It's become our expectation, and that's what we plan on, is to be raising the trophy at the end of the season.
Last year, there was just a lot of talk about us, not only positive, but a lot of negative. And I think that one of the main lessons that we learned from all of that is just keep our blinders on and not listen to anything that anybody else has to say except for who is in our circle.
This year now it's 21 versus everybody, and I think just having this group so close as we are now, so early on in the fall, is just going to show how strong we are during season. There's nothing that can break this group, and I can say that with full confidence early on in the fall that we have that connection.
I am fired up. We're rested, we're ready, and I feel a little more exuberance and excitement about this starting fall than I have in the past. I got a lot of seniors who are really excited about leaving their mark on the program. Hey man, here you go.
See you.
That's a good spot, but are you throwing yourself out on that?
I would hope so.
We're trying to just make people understand that having fun is the #1 goal, and when you're not having fun, you're either worried about something that you can't control or you're too focused on yourself.
It's about playing with a lot of joy, being present in every single moment, and just enjoying wearing this uniform because we have so many special moments here. And I'm eternally grateful to this program and all that it's given me.
The pressure that we put on ourselves to be the best that we can be sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming, but I think that that's something that makes each and every one of us so great, constantly pushing each other and pushing ourselves to be just astounding players and athletes.
I think I'm going to have to stop and smell those roses a little bit stronger at the end of each game or at the end of a tough series, and just appreciate them more. That's a good lesson for me to learn, and I'm going to try to apply that a little bit better this season.
The scene outside of Marita Hines Field, fans lined up outside the gates to witness this team in action in the Battle Series.
The Battle Series has been a game changer for this program. The best competition that we are going to have in the fall is against each other, and the competition is real and you can feel it. And every day at practice, the competition is real. But playing your own team in front of a crowd and it being televised and so forth is as real as it gets.
You walk in, you're in the locker room, you're all buddies, and then you put on different colored pants or shirts and it's go.
We make it so game-like. You're playing elite versus elite, and so there's a lot of success and there's a lot of failure. We're growing in pitching, we're growing in hitting, and we're growing in defense.
It's some of the best competitive games that we've seen in the past 4 years. You know, you have the best offense facing the best defense with the best 7 pitchers in the country.
A lot of people are trying to fight for spots right now, and like I said, championships are won in the fall, and those starting positions are starting when you get here in September.
And I think it also gives everyone a really good opportunity to get a feel for one another in those game-like situations, because we'll have really close games, and that stacks you up to understand how to focus in on those situations for when we do play in the spring against someone else. Facing Kelly Maxwell with disgusting pitches, like I've been here and I'm ready to go.
You're definitely having to really think of different game plans each time you face them, because you can't just throw the same pitch over and over again.
I've never faced hitters like Oklahoma hitters before, so this entire fall has been a huge developmental fall for me. They don't hesitate to capitalize on my mistakes.
Usually from freshmen you expect nervousness, and I think this freshman class did a really nice job of saying, you know what, I want to get in the starting lineup. So if I get caught up in fear it's not going to do me well. But that also comes from the upperclassmen, teaching them, talking them down when they're a little too high, talking them up when they're a little too low. And I think our upperclassmen did a good job of that.
You have an All-American on the mound throwing to an All-American at the plate who's playing with an All-American defense. You know, it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're coming in your first couple of months, but we make sure to just reiterate that this is the same game that we've been playing since we were 12 years old.
The first game was completely eye-opening because I never played in a crowd that big. Just like the adrenaline going through my body was crazy at that time, but as soon as I got into that game, I just felt so comfortable and I felt like I was at home.
Even though it's like you're playing your same teammates, it's still like a game-like experience. So like you're playing the best of the best, so it's an overall like very fun experience.
Oklahoma Battle Series shortstop Avery Hodge completes the double play. It's a tip drill in college softball. Oklahoma looking to defend their softball NCAA championship in the spring.
To see really great plays on SportsCenter in the fall is like unheard of.
To see the growth of softball in general, the amount of fans that we have across the nation and even worldwide, there are definitely other countries that are starting to develop their softball teams and programs because of what OU softball has done. We have set the standard for the sport and there is something beautiful in that, and the people of Oklahoma definitely eat it up and they love it so much, and we love that they love it, and it's just something that we take a lot of pride in.
I think it's huge for women's sports and where the sport's going. It goes back to all the alumni here that started it, being a true testament to our sport and what it can become. Awesome that we have the opportunity to play on this stage.
Not only are we getting exposure to fans, but we're on SportsCenter, top 10 plays, and you got people that can just turn on the TV every once in a while and they see it and they fall in love with the sport.
I am incredibly proud of the growth of softball. Every single year there's just more and more and more people watching it, and I think it's the biggest honor that I could ever achieve is just to continuously grow the sport, make it fun and entertaining for other people to watch.
We did what needed to be done. We did the three-peat, we set the records, we made history. This year is more about celebrating one another.
There's nothing that can break this group.
It's about playing with a lot of joy, being present every single moment.
The biggest honor is just to continuously grow the sport. Every single year there's just more and more people watching it.
We have set the standard and there is something beautiful in that.
It's going to take everything we got and we're going to have to work really hard for it.
Everyone here likes that grind and they like that can they do it type mentality, and we're always out to prove it.